Hi, today I want to talk about something that makes me happy instead of something that pisses me off. In particular, precious metals. Today it's going to be silver. I don't have a whole lot of gold. I don't really have a whole lot of silver either. But I want to just go over why I collect a stack, actually, silver, and why it might be a good idea to look into it yourself. There's two ideas that you're doing when you're purchasing silver. One is investment, that you're looking to buy it low, sell it high in a couple years, save that money in a couple years again, buy it again when it's low again. A lot of people do it and are very, very successful, make entire careers off of it. It's kind of a slow process where you can get huge gains in a couple years if you do it right. Personally, I don't want to do that because that sounds like too big a risk for me. I don't trust myself to make those decisions. I have sold some here and there when I've been in a tight spot and it's been up from what I bought it from. But I use silver as a savings account. These are 5-ounce rounds right here. It's tough to see what's on because they're wicked reflective, but that's a "Don't Tread on Me" Gadsden flag. And there's all sorts of stuff you can get. You get bars, 1-ounce bars, you got 5-ounce bars, 1-ounce rounds, 5-ounce rounds. You go up bigger, all sorts of cool stuff. And then you got junk silver. This is a 1942 Walking Liberty half dollar in poor condition. It's worth about $10. It's 50-cent piece, worth $10 right now. And this is a bicentennial Eisenhower dollar. This one I actually got my hands on when I was working at a gas station in Virginia, and someone spent it as $1, and I almost crapped in my pants and bought that immediately, because even in crappy condition, a bicentennial Eisenhower is worth a couple dollars. In uncirculated condition, with the thick lettering instead of the thin lettering, which I'm definitely not going to be able to show you here, you could be worth thousands of dollars. But the cool thing is, silver, basically the same amount of silver will buy the same amount of bread at any point in history. And currency, fiat currency, dollar bills, digital ones and zeros in your bank account, change their value based on the faith of it and how much of it there is available. Precious metals are a finite resource. There's only so much to go around. Yeah, we can pull more out of the ground, but we're going to run out of it sooner or later. And they hold their value. So as the dollar moves, the cost of bread goes up and down. Your silver will still buy the same bread if you sold the silver, yada yada, or someone just accepts silver. So it's a really good way to hold on to value over time. You get yourself a handful of 5-ounce bars, a bunch of these 5-ounce rounds. It's a good way to hold on to money for 20, 30 years. But the thing is, you have to be very careful on what you're purchasing, because you can get ripped off if you're buying from people that are shady. That's why one big thing is make sure you know who actually made the silver. I don't know if you can see this. SilverTowne is the name of the company that made these bars. They are well known. These are, I believe these are Chinese. The 2013 year, the Dragon ones they released. Got a couple here from the United States. These are rounds. That's a United States Air Force silver round, 1 ounce, and a United States Navy. These are interesting because they run a premium on them, basically the value over spot price, because they're pretty and people want to hold on to them. Now, if you're just looking to hold on to value, I would suggest buying things without a premium attached to them, generic rounds that they won't even come sealed up. Like these are big deal, reputable. Actually, a nation's government made this. These are just generic whatevers. They've been properly stamped and everything, but they're actually, I got a couple fun ones here. Got a whole bunch of these buffalo nickels and stuff that are dollar rounds, but I have this Zombuck series. That stinks. That sucks. There you go. It's a buffalo nickel, 1 ounce round, but it's a zombie buffalo, and I got a whole line of these things. The Walker instead of a Walking Liberty. They're pretty cool. They're fun, and these cost me maybe $1 over spot price. And I know I keep saying that term, I haven't defined it yet. Spot is basically what the international community has decided 1 ounce of it is worth in terms of currency. It'll hold on to value for a long time. That's the big deal why I buy silver and why I've been sitting on it for a long time. If you got a hole in your pocket and you have trouble saving money, this is a great way to go, because it's not like your bank account when you can just get on your cell phone and click, 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 move it into your checking account and swipe your card or even touch your phone to it and buy yourself a new TV. This is a little more work to liquidate. You actually have to go make an effort, and that sheer fact means that you're not going to blow it because you're having trouble controlling yourself and spending. I was initially looking to invest and sell in a couple of years, but then I realized I don't need that money right now, and when I do, I get rid of some. But I'm hoping to hold on to this for 20 or 30 years and have as much money as I could have saved up and not worry about a recession, another pandemic plague coming through, and me spending everything. I mean, like I said, I can still go sell this if I absolutely need to. But it's a little more work, so I'm going to try not to. And also, I mean, if the US dollar ever did collapse, especially at the rate we're printing it, over 25% of currency in circulation right now was printed last year. That's insane. That's just driving the value of it down. I mean, things maintain value either because they're useful themselves or because they're rare. And if we can just keep printing money out, then why do we even bother going to work and not just hand people money, right? Currency, I should say. This is money. The Constitution of the United States even calls this money. And individual states, there's a handful of them that actually have made their own currency that can be spent in their state made of gold or silver, which is really cool. I recommend at least looking into it. I could go into like an hour-long video on what you need to look for and all this other stuff. I'm just trying to give you an idea of why you should at least look into it. There's a lot of stuff out there to explain to you how to do all of this. In case you're just going to run out and give it a shot without doing any digging, I'm just going to give you a couple quick what to look for. You want the quantity printed right onto your silver, 1 ounce, 5 ounces, a kilo, whatever. You want the purity put on it, and it won't say whatever pure. It'll say 0.999 or 0.9999. And you want ideally the company that minted your silver or gold. That's important. And the more reputable a mint is, the easier it is going to be to get rid of later and less testing required to make sure it's pure. Like if you got something from Perth or Silvertown, the United States, Canada, Australia has some really cool kangaroo rounds that are really neat, and they're not super expensive, over premium anyway. The Canadians have a cool maple leaf round that's pretty affordable, and silver's not super expensive right now, but it is up because of what's been going on lately. Now, if you're looking to invest, I will say, think of investing at the end of a Republican's term when you're almost certain a Democrat's coming into office. I know it sounds like I'm taking sides in an argument, and I'm definitely not here. I'm just saying, historically speaking, every time a Democrat has taken the office of the president, the economy has taken a dip. And every time a Republican has, it's taken a jump. And that's just because businesses react to what they're expecting policy to be. Now, as the dollar goes down, metals go up. All right, well, that was my quick why you should at least look into it. It's an idea. It's a good way to hold on to money for our currency value for a long time. And if you're feeling risky and you think you're good, you can make a lot of money doing it. I mean, it's easy enough to make money. Just make sure you sell it when it's more than what you bought it for. But you never know when you're gonna get into a pinch. Anyway, like I said, look into it. It's worth reading about, listening to. I mean, diversify, right? You got stocks, you got bonds, you got all this other stuff to retire in your 401k. Why not put some precious metals in there in case something weird happens? Diversify. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Yada yada. As you hear from every financial advisor, and almost every financial advisor will tell you to put a percentage of your savings into precious metals anyway. Last I heard, it was like 10% of your savings, which it's been a long time since I've looked at this, and I mean, that's just someone's opinion of what they want you to do. Advice, basically. I'm not giving advice. I'm not going to tell anyone what to do with their money. I'm simply saying, if you haven't considered it, it's incredibly useful and it's satisfying. It feels fun when you get your new silver, and it's fun when you're looking at, thousands of dollars that you've got stored away. That's 20 ounces of silver right there. That's 10 more ounces right there. And that's just, that's not even all I've shown you today. And it's real easy to do. Just make sure you have it locked up somewhere safe or hidden away. You can put it in a safety deposit box. Now, I will say, the more you purchase at a time in terms of the bar or the round, the heavier it is. the less it's going to cost you per ounce. Thing you have to be careful here is when you want to unload it, sometimes it's difficult to unload a kilogram of silver because you have to find someone that wants it. Rounds tend to move a little easier, but you pay a higher premium on them. I mean, this cost me less per ounce than this did just because they didn't have to pour 5 of these. I only have 1 of these. I mentioned these actual coins earlier, the Walking Liberty and the Eisenhower. These are known as junk silver. Silver in coins in the United States from before 1963. If you have any, hold on to them. Mercury dimes, any of these old. Actually, this is 1976, but this one actually had some silver in it too because it was $1. But yeah, I mean, even quarters before 1963 had silver in them. And you hang on to those because some of them are worth a ton. Like I said, some of these Eisenhowers are worth thousands of dollars, which is amazing. It's $1. You know, mine's, I don't know exactly what mine's worth, but I know it's not the real expensive one because I have the thin lettering with the bent R, which means nothing to most of you. But look into it. It'll only take you maybe an hour or two watching some YouTube videos or reading up from, you know, actual experts. There's one dude, Silver Dragon, knows what he's talking about on YouTube, but he does sound really young and inexperienced, so take it all with a grain of salt. I personally bought most of mine through a company called ProvidentMetals.com. They are well known and they sell multiple different kinds of silver. They sell gold, palladium, and platinum too if you're interested in any of that. But I don't know, if you're at all nervous about the economy ever, then you should have silver backing or gold backing your savings, because when it comes down to it, let's just picture a post-apocalyptic world here for a second when the US government has all but disappeared and no one trusts the dollar. You're still going to be able to turn in a bar of silver for food, because silver is how electronics run. And people are going to be making electronics to sell to people for other stuff, for food and yada yada yada, because it'll go back to a true trade system without a currency system. And again, the rare stuff is what we used to annotate value back in the day, and it still holds value. And according to the United States government, this is still money, and that dollar bill in your pocket is not. Good luck, y'all. I'm hoping that maybe someone will at least look at it, think about it, maybe even invest a couple bucks here or there. Like I said though, I prefer to stack and hold on to it for a long time. So maybe when I retire, I can retire 5 years earlier, instead of blowing it on sodas and candy bars and Burger King because, oh, it's only $5 here, $5 there. If it's not in your pocket and it's in a safe, it's harder to spend. Good luck, everyone. Thank you. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. If you found what I had to say interesting, thought-provoking, or even just made you flip a coin over and inspect it aside before you determined its value, go ahead and give me a subscribe, or even better, share it out there for someone else to watch. It's only, you know, a couple minutes at a time, and I'm just kind of speaking my mind like everyone else should be doing out there. God bless and love you all. Good luck, all.